Hi, and welcome to Glazed Watermelon. In this episode, we're reviewing the JYS Multi-Functional Universal Dock for the PlayStation 5.
For full transparency, we'd like to mention that HeatFund provided this item to us at no cost. However, the opinions expressed in this review are entirely our own, and no one had the opportunity to review this video before its release.
The multifunctional dock is produced by a company called JYS and is compatible with all versions of the PlayStation 5, including both the original and slim models, as well as the disc and digital editions. It's designed to be the ultimate storage solution for your PlayStation 5 and its accessories, including the console, 2 controllers, the PlayStation Portal, headset, and even the remote. Plus, it has some other features that we'll discuss later in the review.
We'll cover the design and build quality, features, and our overall thoughts on the dock. If you enjoy this content and want to support our channel, please give it a like and subscribe. Your support means a lot to us. Without further ado, let's dive into the review.
The best price we could find for a similar brand of dock is around $36 with a 10% discount on Amazon. Inside the box, you'll find the dock itself, a USB-C to USB-C cable, headset hanger with wall mount accessories, 2 magnetic adapters for charging the PS Portal, a single screw to attach your PS console to the dock, and the user manual. The dock is made of strong plastic, which makes sense since it needs to support the weight of the PlayStation 5, which ranges between 8 and 10 pounds depending on the model. It feels very sturdy overall.
The dock is powered by a USB-C to USB-C cable connected to the front USB-C port of the PS5. It comes in 2 colors, black and white, and features a double RGB LED ring around the top and bottom edges. This ambient light, as it's called in the manual, cycles between red, green, blue, purple, and gradient. You can change colors by pressing the touch button or hold it to turn the lights off entirely. The package includes a headset holder that can be mounted in one of 3 ways. Attached to the console, stuck to the wall with supplied 3M adhesive, or mounted on the wall with screws.
Note that the box shows a picture of the Sony Pulse Elite wireless headset and the Pulse Elite charging hanger, but that charger is not included and is sold separately.
The dock has grooves that fit the base of the PS5 console in a vertical position, and the console is secured with a bolt inserted from the bottom of the dock. It features a variable 4500 RPM fan that moves air from the bottom of the PS5 and out the back, controllable via a touch button on the front. There are sections to accommodate 2 PS5 controllers that connect via the USB-C ports on the top. It has space for the PlayStation Portal, which connects using a magnetic plug, more on that later, a USB-A port, storage slot for the magnetic USB-C adapters, and a spot for your PS5 remote control. There's also an NVMe drive storage compartment at the bottom of the dock, but it's only for storage and does not connect to the PS5.
Moving on to the features. First is the cooling function. The dock directs hot air from the bottom of the PS5 and out the back. According to Gamers Nexus, the PS5 pulls air in from the top and front vents, expelling hot air mostly through the middle section of the back vents. While some hot air reaches the bottom, it's mostly expelled through the back. As such, the cooling effect of the dock is minimal. It does help redirect some heat away from the power supply and the disk drive, but when we measured the temperatures with and without the fans running, there was no noticeable difference.
However, we do appreciate that the heat is directed away from the console and doesn't interfere with airflow, making it a decent implementation overall. At its highest setting of 4500 RPM, the fan noise is between 40 and 50 decibels. Not too loud, but noticeable in a quiet room. You can lower the speed or turn it off if needed. The ambient lighting is another feature, and this is definitely a love it or hate it element. We think it looks nice and isn't too overwhelming. It's subtle enough not to distract during gameplay and adds a pleasant aesthetic touch. If it's not your style, the good news is you can just turn it off. One annoyance we noted is that whenever there's a change in power, like when you put the PS5 to sleep, the dock restarts, turning on the lights and fan. This is frustrating since it doesn't maintain your settings, such as keeping the lights off.
We resolved this by connecting the dock to a separate power supply, which has 2 benefits. It maintains your settings unless there's a power outage, and it reduces the power demand on the PlayStation 5. We feel that including a separate power supply would have been a great addition.
The dock can charge 2 PS5 controllers and a PlayStation Portal. The Portal uses a magnetic USB-C adapter that syncs with another adapter on the dock, making docking and undocking seamless. The only downside is that the magnetic nub is hard to remove, so if you want to charge the Portal with something other than the dock, it's a bit of a struggle.
The controllers connect to the USB-C ports on top, fitting snugly in their compartments, and the added weight of the console allows you to remove them easily with one hand. The power delivery is consistent with other chargers, delivering 5 volts at around 3 amps. There's also a USB-A port on the front of the dock. We tried connecting an external USB drive to it, but the PS5 doesn't recognize it, so the port seems intended mainly for charging.
We're not fans of the headset holder. It feels flimsy, and the way it attaches to the console isn't great. It slides around too easily and interferes with other devices. For example, if your headset is hanging, you might need to remove it to access the PS Portal. While there are other mounting options, we'd recommend investing in a dedicated headset holder instead. We do appreciate the storage space for the PS5 remote. There's an NVMe drive storage compartment at the bottom, but this was a missed opportunity to provide an external NVMe connection to the PS5. Nonetheless, it's useful for those who have an extra NVMe lying around.
Let's start with the pros. Number 1, excellent organization. Everything is tight, compact, and logically arranged. The magnetic connection for the PS Portal is fantastic, making it easy to dock and undock. The PS5 console sits securely in the dock, and while the cooling system doesn't impact performance much, it helps direct heat away from the console, which is always a plus. The RGB LEDs look great for those who enjoy that kind of aesthetic, and the touch controls are intuitive. It provides storage for nearly every PS5 accessory you can imagine except for the VR headset and some specialty controllers like the driving wheel.
Now the cons. The dock restarts the cooling and RGB LEDs whenever it loses power. We wish these features could be manually activated rather than resetting automatically. The magnetic adapters for the portal, while useful, are tiny and can be easily lost. Plus, they're difficult to remove. The NVMe storage space is a missed opportunity. We would have loved an external NVMe adapter connection to the PS5. The headset hanger feels like an afterthought, and it's not very practical. Overall, we really like the JYS Multi-Functional Universal Dock. It has become a permanent part of our living room setup and is an excellent way to store and display our PlayStation console and accessories. We rate it a 4 out of 5 glazed watermelons. We didn't give it a perfect score due to how it handles power loss, and it's not so great headset hanger. But if you can find it at a good price, it's one of the best solutions for organizing your PS5 console and accessories.
Thanks again to HeatFund for providing this dock. We've included links in the description for everything featured in this episode. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye!